the development of India's merchandise trade, merchandise exports growth the global trend, and merchandise exports recovered strongly from pandemic induced collapse and registered positive growth in the current financial year. And during 2021-22, the merchandise export recorded growth of 49.7% to $301.4 billion. So 49.7% of growth was recorded in merchandise sector. So graph showing the trend in the merchandise sector. World trade volume under this bluish curve shows that there was a decline in quarter 3, quarter 4 of 2020, and again a V-shaped recovery. So world trade volume was under decline, but world trade value was on the rise. World trade value was on rise. Post-pandemic situation. Remember this. Now merchandise trade performance is at quite high level as we see in this graph. Remember and make it in your notes for your mains point of view as well as essay over economic strategies and scenarios and recovery in post-pandemic situation. Now growth in export volume year on year shows in percentage that was in negative scenario. So it goes to -40 to rise to 20 and again 40 to quarter 3 and quarter 4 again decline to -40, again rise, again decline. So it shows zigzag curve. And growth in important volume, it again shows decline in first quarter as the lockdown happened, import was reduced, then again as the lockdown released, again import extended, then again fall in second wave, again fall to -40, then again rise, fall, rise, fall, and this graph continues so on. Now capital account statistics shows that how capital account was balanced in various quarters. So in the first lockdown period 1920, 83.2, then reduced to 63.7, more reduction to 17.3, and rise to 65.6%. And foreign investment in the first period it was 44.4, then after the first lockdown 80.1, more reduction to 31.5, again more reduced to 25.4. So foreign investments were shown gross declination. Still the FDI was a minor reduction. In first lockdown it was 43.0, rise to 44.0, reduced to 23.9, and again reduced to 21.2%. Foreign portfolio investment was 1.4, then rise to 36.1, and again declined to 7.6, again more declined to 4.3. Loans were again in 25.7, then declined to 6.9, more declined to -1.1. As we saw, loans were more and more, but it recovered as a V-shaped recovery to 10.4%. Banking capital from -5.3 to -21.1 to -9.0 in third quarter and 4.4 in 2021-22. So it shows a huge recovery in overall statics. Now rupee debt services -0.1 to -0.1, -0.1, again -0.1, same level. Other capital 18.5, -2.1, -4.0, then huge recovery to 25.4. Remember this data, friends. Rupee debt services again rising to 25.4, a huge recovery in other capitals. Then banking account capital balance in GDP ratio 2.9 to 2.4 reduction, then more reduction to 1.5, then come back to 1.4, 4.5. So this shows that how the statics makes a huge comeback in post-COVID scenario. Although the foreign investment are showing little less trends, but in the post-COVID scenario they are showing again a rise, which again makes very important fact for your mains point of view. Remember it. Now the export data shows that POL exports are again at very low level. These are POL exports, and non-POL exports are again on rise and shows a V-shaped recovery. Okay. Now the drug formulation, biologicals, gold and jewelries, organic chemicals, electric machinery equipments, aluminium products, product of iron and steel, which shows a constant trend. So we should look into it. 19.0, that is formulation of biological drugs, 12.4, 5.1, 6.5 and 4.7. So this data shows that some sectors shows a good recovery, that are organic chemicals 2.8, gold and jewelry, again luxury goods on a rise, then 2.4% of electric machinery equipments, good rise, and 2.0% of iron and steel products, 2.0% again. (46.7% total above the 10 commodities. Remember this again for your mains point of view. Now coming to the next data. So marine products, buffalo meat, tea, coffee and dairy products, which had not performed well during 2020 and 21, have registered substantial growth during the current year. यानी कि चाय जो कि हर घर की पहली पसंद है, वो substantial growth शो कर रही है with coffee और दुग्ध उत्पाद यानी कि dairy products, milk, cheese and buffalo meat, and dairy products in which fish are there, prawn are there and fisheries products are there. It makes a substantial growth. Now this argues well for the future. That means government can provide more impetus to these sectors in order to have more growth and more investment. Now diversification and strengthening of agriculture export in the country again shows a positive outcome and optimistic trend. So this means that the marine product, tea, coffee and dairy products are again rising to a good level, which are again agri products. Now the export destinations. The global trend in terms of export destinations shows that USA is 18.4%. The highest of all is the export destination highest of all is USA, followed by UAE, China, Bangladesh and Hong Kong. So highest export was from USA, then from UAE, then third from China, then Singapore, Netherlands, UK, and then Belgium and Germany. So this graph again shows the global trend of export destinations. Now remissions of duty and taxes again put the merchandise export to a good level based on global accepted principles. Government of India put forth the merchandise export, which leads to overall growth of merchandise exports. Major components comprises of goods and service tax, reduction in goods and service tax, which again make a huge leap in merchandise exports. By production of and reduction of taxes at small levels, government put a huge leap and use the fuel of transportation, distribution, mandi tax, stamp duty. Remember these factors for your prelims as well as mains point of view. It can be asked in the UPSC mains question that what are the measures that can be taken and or be taken by the government of India in order to avail the merchandise export to a larger level. By these things you can arrange your answer very well and formulate a good answer. Now, second point was development of districts as export hub. That I already said that aspirational district program, aspirational district program in which identification of district products, जिसमें कि एक ज़िले में एक उत्पाद को आइडेंटिफाई करना और उसको एक्सपोर्ट के लिए प्रमोट करना इन टर्म्स ऑफ शाही लीची एंड सिल्क, साड़ी, टर्मरिक, बासमती राइस, so on and so forth, which were taken for the promotion of export from one district, that is district export promotion committee, by creation of district export committee. So in this module, in every district there is a district export promotion committee formulated by the government agency, which will look into the products that are manufactured from that district, which can be bought for the export sector and that can be taken for a global market. So that is the function of district export promotion committee. And products with export potential, such as agriculture products having geographical identification, that is GI tagged products, very important. It is asked in the previous year's questions of UPSC that what are the GI tagged products. Certain products located under certain territory are GI tagged, and moreover that there are toy clusters. There are toys that are manufactured under certain territory has been identified. So there are 739 districts across the country, and this scheme would help to diversify the portfolio of export commodities. So remember this data, how many districts? 739 districts identified so far. 739 districts with their unique product, remember it, for export. Now, production linked incentive was also provided by PLI scheme. An outlay of 1.97 lakh crore, that is $26 billion, was announced in Union Budget 2021-22 for production linked incentive. So based on the production, there was a linked incentive which was provided by government under this framework, which provided a huge lift for the production of such goods.